My name's Ifeoma, and I'm a graduate student at the National Institutes of Health. The billions of neurons in our brains have many connections with one another that we call circuits. These circuits enable the different parts of the brain to communicate with each other, allowing us to do things like learn information and remember what we've learned later. There are many different proteins in the brain that can influence the way these connections work, which can ultimately affect our ability to learn and remember. My research at NIH focuses specifically on one of those proteins called galanin. Other scientists had discovered that people who struggle with paying attention or have learning or memory difficulties have much more galanin in their brains than healthy people of the same age. So I wanted to understand how galanin affects brain circuits to gain some insight into how galanin might be related to those cognitive challenges. To do this, I train rats to play games that test different aspects of learning and memory. I then use various techniques to either reduce or increase the effects of galanin on specific circuits in their brains and see how that affects their performance in those games. I also map out brain circuits that might be affected by galanin and examine how the activity of the brain cells that release galanin change when the rats learn and remember new information. Once we understand how galanin influences those brain circuits, my colleagues and I hope that other scientists will be able to design therapies that target galanin in order to improve the quality of life of patients who suffer from a wide variety of conditions such as Alzheimer's disease, ADHD, and autism spectrum disorder. By getting the goods on galanin, we could one day help so many different patients who struggle with attention, learning, or memory.